Well, our school is in the Cedar Haslock, strangely enough.
Excellent.
We're somewhere in the middle. And we benefit from national partnerships for a 2-year period, and we're in this current lot. There's a 1-year lot. There's a fire sale, I think, before September. And when we heard about this, our crew started to call it the ka-ching funding, because we thought we'd actually have some money to move around rather than just pay the bills and keep going. And a few statements came out of staff, and one would be, wouldn't it be nice, or wouldn't it be neat if? And some of them wouldn't be neat if we could actually do some sharing between the teachers, because we've got a few of our crew are pretty damn good. And instead of going off to an expensive course and coming back and remembering what you had for lunch and trying to remember what they said after lunch, and it all goes out of your head, our crew knew that you could go next door and work with Sharon, and you could learn about an aspect of reading and keep it in your head, and then she could help you tomorrow. And when we got this funding, we set up mentoring and helping out, because you've got to release people and put other people in, and that costs money, and you can't do it on your normal budget. Not to mention that school grant levels haven't risen for 3 years, but I wouldn't mention. So it's sort of still. And then we thought about taking a step forward, and we thought about targeting kids who just need a bit of a bump to get them into the next level and to get them over the line. And so our crew created these tracking things called the gold file. And we had somebody on staff who was a bit of a Nazi actually, and she reminded her colleagues about how important it was to have the gold file for the kid, so we knew where they were. And we thought we need to track these kids properly. And I know we've got Pat Plan, one of those days in second term, but we developed our own monitoring system in numeracy and literacy, and through this money we could extend it. So we tracked our kids for the last 5 years in all aspects of numeracy and literacy, and we can see where they've been, not on just one day, after the holidays. And we had some money to free up to put some bolts on this thing, that we had this idea and framed it up. And it's going pretty well at the moment, and it's converting to Australian curriculum. And then we thought, we really need to have some practical measures. And people used to whinge and complain, look, these kids, our kids are such a variety. Name a country, we come from there. Name a language, we've got it. And in disabilities, name a disability, we've got it. We run 18 education systems in our school to support kids. So there's a great range. But when you want to teach a kid to read, the book's got to match the kid. And in the old days, you get our book out of a box that said year 2 or year 3, and the range was like this. Well, our lot, with a bit of funding, could do the 30-level grading for reading, which is beyond our funds. And to turn our 8,000 reading book stock over into this new system and let teachers know how to place kids, it didn't happen sort of drop out of the sky. You need to train people. You need someone coming to help them. You need to share with colleagues. You need the resources to set it up. And that was a basic thing. And on that same point, we're trying to find things that after the funding wouldn't just fade away. Don't pull kids out for a bit of remediation. The money goes, and then you're back where you were. We trained up the staff, and they carried on with the kids. So the reading structure stayed the same. And all those skills of the file, the training the kids in processes stayed. And then we did something practical. And we thought the beginning and end and everything for kids is reading, really. If you can't read, you can't be a physicist. If you can't read, you can't read the joke books, in the library. So reading. And some of our families, all of our families want to help their kids, but some of our families weren't sure how do you do that because of who they were in their background. So we geared up a thing, and we thought we'd give low literacy the bird, and it depends on your age, you'd understand what that means. And so we started the bird program, and the bird program was building individuals' reading development. Okay? That's what we told the parents, but we had another code on stuff. Shouldn't have told Kylie this. Anyway.
That's right.
Fortunately, I've got the world's best P&C association at our school. They are really good, and they're starting to understand P-Note because they didn't get that at P&C meetings before, but we're doing a course as we go. But anyway, we stepped up this program. It was simply to get kids to read. We said to kids, you know how you read and you sign some scrappy, crappy bit of paper in the back of the book. No, no, no. We had enough money out of this. We developed student passports. And you got your passport stamped in the bird passport. And with the money, then we spent some more of this Commonwealth money, and we started the bird certificate program. So after 150 readings, you got your bronze certificate. After another set of readings, you got your silver, and then your gold. And then we thought, that's really great. They loved it. They queued up. And then they asked, the mums rang up and said, now it's holidays. Are they allowed to read in the holidays? Well, I hadn't calculated that because I hadn't calculated the money for the bloody certificate. And we said, oh, all right, you can do that. Well, all these kids turned up over the holidays and they'd read every day. And they said, are they only allowed to read once a day? I said, yes. And then we shut the door and nearly wet ourselves laughing. Fancy. These people asking, are their kids allowed to read every day on holidays? The Premier's Reading Award, hey, did that in this, we can beat that. And then we thought, okay, how can we fix that up? So we thought, needs a cap on the top. So we made the Principals Award reading badge. So if you got to 350 readings, you came up and you shook the P&C President's hand and you got a badge. Now that all went well until the end of third term. And these kids got to this level when we worked out it should have been Christmas. We ran out of things to do. So the last thing was, if you added another 150 readings, you could have afternoon tea with the principal. So